We are live. Hello and welcome to the BL Week in Review, where we talk about all things BL.
Hi friends! We'll cover upcoming series that just ended, and a little bit of fun tea in the BL world.
I'm your host, BL Songbird.
And I'm your host, Beth.
Before we get going, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the live chat today. I'm sure it'll be super entertaining. Everyone is super friendly. So, everyone loves a little tea. Beth, take it away.
All right. So we have some, it is Chinese New Year for anyone who doesn't know. I think it might actually be today. I don't remember exactly what day it is, but as we know, a lot of our lovely favorite actors like to take photo shoots for Chinese New Year. So I just pulled some of my favorites. I'm sure there are many, many more, but here we have Up and Poom with their very cool, like white and black themed Chinese New Year shoot. So we love it. We love them.
It's the year of the horse, and I love the horse that they have in the background. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I saw a lot of different actors doing versions of horses. Some people had really interesting horse edits and horse CGI, so that was fun.
Some were even on horses this year. I was
They
entertained.
were, and I'm 90% sure those horses were fake.
I think a couple were okay. Anyway,
Maybe a
maybe
couple
some
were
were
real.
real.
I don't know. Maybe they went and got a horse just for the photo shoot. Who knows? All right, so we've had the next one. We have Pipi and Boar. I just really loved the colors of these ones. I feel like the red and the gold was really, really pretty. Yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed the aesthetic of these. And then,
And we have
and then
blue.
I pulled these ones because I also for the colors, they were the only ones I saw that were in like this light blue and white. And blue is my favorite color. So I don't know, I was really drawn to these. These are Max and Nat. We've seen them in Cutie Pie. We've seen them in Naughty Babe. They're coming out with a new series called My Third soon. So yeah, I just thought these are super, super pretty.
They have some really nice colors going there.
Yeah. And then, of course, we have Surf and Java, and I picked them because they did The Untamed. If anyone has not seen that, it's a very, very amazing Chinese censored BL, but just so, so good. And their characters are very iconic. And I think I saw a few actors doing this theme from The Untamed this year, but I don't know. I love Surf and Java, so I was like, okay, I have to show them. So,
And of course, let's give a shout out to the series they're currently in, which is Muti Love. And it's
yes,
the final segment of it.
yes, they have their second episode on Monday yesterday. It was so good. I love them together.
Enemies to Lovers is the best.
Yes. Okay, now, and of course, we have our Riser music concert from GMMTV, which happened this week. So this was one of the moments that was all over my feed. So for day one and day two, Lego and Fourth had this amazing, fun performance of Fourth's song Side to Side. And Ma Belle from Pixie is the original girl in the music video, and so Lego is kind of taking her place here. So you'll see this is how Lego was dressed on day one and day two. And if you scroll down,
Wait, wrong direction.
so here we have the succession of what happened each day for, it looks like she's loading a little bit, but the first day, essentially, Fourth picked up Lego, which was really, really funny, and Lego was not expecting it. Lego was like, "What are you doing?" And then on the second day, Lego kissed Fourth on the cheek, and so Fourth was like so embarrassed and crazy. And then on the third day,
He's losing it. That's funny.
You can see it there. Yeah, that one's actually loading. And then on the third day, Lego picked up Fourth, and so Fourth again was extremely embarrassed and was freaking out, and it was really funny. So this is all over my timeline.
I remember he's just like, put me down.
He did, yeah. was
It's
like,
still really
and
funny.
I go. And if anyone doesn't know, when you say A, or it's like AI, it's like, I like, oh, in front of somene's name, it's kind of like rude slash, something you would do with your friends, like if you were, people you're close with, basically. So when he said, hey, like, oh, he was kind of like, darn it, Lego. Okay. Oh, this is Ooh being amazing. So if people haven't seen, Ooh is part of Jasper, which has Ooh, Santa, June, and Pond. And Jasper, in every time they do, it's Sadistic, I think. Yeah, in Sadistic, Ooh does a backflip using Pond as like a helper. But here, he actually did it himself from like he did like basically a back handspring by himself, and it was so impressive and amazing, and I just needed to include it because Ooh is so cool. I love him.
If you guys haven't noticed, this is the thing to look for clips of this week is the Riser concert. There were all 3 days fun things going on for sure.
All 3 days. And then this is just okay, so this is a fun saga that happened. So you see there, Pond pushed Perth and Santa together, and then Perth pushes Pond into, I think June is next, into June. And then I think, let's see who's next. And then Santa pushes Pooin into Pond. And then I think Perth and Santa get pulled together again by Pond and Pooin.
Of course.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's not in this video, but yeah.
It just restarted again.
Yeah, they were all shipping each other all day. Like, Perth and Santa are pushing Pond and Pooin together. Pond and Pooin are pushing Perth and Santa together. Perth and Santa are pushing Fourth and Gemini together. It was just really, really funny. And so there were like little clips of these moments all over. And so I picked one that was really funny.
All right, before we go on to the next thing, did you hear what Chris did to Nanon? It's not on here, but just real quick, a little extra fun thing that's been floating around.
With the bow, or like, was there more something more specific?
Well, Nanon was like teasing Chris about being on the scene for a decade or whatever, something along those lines. Like he's an old man.
Oh, okay.
And Chris came back with something along the lines of, well, at least I still have my partner, or something along those lines. Yeah, he threw some serious shade.
Chris!
Serious shade.
Oh my god! Because, like, talking about Nanon and Ohm is, like, taboo amongst, like, the whole entertainment industry, kind of.
Right.
I'm shocked that he brought that up. How did Nanon react? I didn't see that.
It just shut him right up.
Well, yeah, I mean, wow. I feel like, I wonder if did Chris like take it back and he was like, oh, I shouldn't have said that.
I don't know. This is like a clip out of context at the end of the day, right? I didn't see the before and the after.
Oh man.
Which is a good point to make. Like, we gotta make sure we understand that sometimes you're going to get a clip out of context. And it's important to understand the before and the after. But, clips out of context can be fun. Just keep in mind that it is out of context.
Yes, that's totally a good point. Yeah, I would be curious to see the before and after, just because I wonder if that was a moment where Chris was like, oh shoot, I went too far. Okay, next thing, and like changes the topic real quick, or if like they go into it, or like, I don't know. I would be curious to see how he reacted. Oh man.
Oh man. Well, everybody can always look that up. But those two were having a lot of fun because Nanon did get Chris. Well, he got Chris and Cincto. Cincto came on stage in his camera gear, hat, mask, all the things. I think he was meant not to be seen.
Yeah. I did see that, and then they exposed him.
And then Nanon got him. And I don't know which order things went in, but they do that a lot to each other. They definitely have fun together, those two old friends.
And regardless of what Chris said, I'm sure that Nanon wasn't offended. I'm sure it was like it all in jest. But yeah, Katie said that at least my partner and I still get along. That's something like what he said. Yeah, yikes, man.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, next.
Onwards. We're off of the Jasper concert now. We're moving forward.
Yeah, I think this is the last one for today. So we saw that apparently Boss from Boss and Noel, they were in Love in the Air and The Boy Next World. He's creating his own label, and so it seems to be there's not a lot of details yet, but it seems to be a music label. So I'm curious to see if it's gonna kind of be like where Noel has his own label where he's putting out singles, and now Boss will put out some singles. I don't know. I think Boss is a pretty good singer, so I'm excited to see what he comes out with.
That is super fun. Also, for everybody, I don't know if you noticed, but they have a series coming out, or it's getting ready to start. Not getting ready to start, but getting ready to start filming from a different company.
They do. I did
That's
see
so
that.
cool.
I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but yeah, they have I think it's like Mafia, something like that, and people are really excited because we're gonna get to see them in different types of roles than we've seen them in before. So, yay!
Absolutely. So that'll be fun too.
Yes. All right. So that is the end of our tea and what's currently going on. And so, Songbird, what is coming soon?
We do actually have a series this week for once. Yay. I know it seems like we're in the slow part of the year. Sometimes I felt like for a while I was announcing a seven series per week. And now I'm excited to announce one. Um Disclaimer, this is me scouring the internet. I might have missed something. You never know. So if there happens to be something that I've missed, you're welcome to add it to the live chat and I will announce it. So we have The Masked Hearts, which is coming out this Saturday, February 21st. It is from Thailand. It's going to be on the Final Draft Creation YouTube channel. So that's a new YouTube channel. That's a new production company, I think, even. So it should be entertaining. It was a bit hard to follow for the preview, but it seems to be a story that might like follow a couple through multiple lifetimes, or at least two lifetimes, one present day and one in the past. So that's always fun if that's the case, like a red string of fate kind of show.
Cool. That'll be interesting. We'll have to see if they have English subtitles.
Absolutely. All right, so yeah, that's all of it for for our previews. Let's chat about what started this week and whether it's worth watching live in real time, or binge it later.
All right.
First off, we have Dear CEO, which is from Myanmar. It airs on Sundays. It is from a YouTube platform called OMO Entertainment. And it is categorized romance, drama, fantasy. And honestly, the premise seems like in the first episode that we have a main lead who asks his boss to resign. So I feel like that's a pretty common trope that we see a lot. Like, we have a person who's tired of their job and they ask their boss to resign, but they're like, indispensable to their boss. And in this case, these two like are childhood friends with like a promise from way back when saying that I will never leave your side kind of situation. And then and so his boss is like, no, and the guy's like trying to convince him otherwise all throughout the day. And it seems like the final way at the end of the day is that he somehow sends him into the show that the boss is watching on television.
Okay. Interesting.
So that seems to be the premise for the show, and episode 1 set that premise up pretty adequately, I think. So it should be entertaining.
Okay, cool.
It was not the best thing ever, but considering it was from such a small production house, I think they did a pretty good job for a first episode.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. So, I think.
Let's
I
see.
think
We have Running Man Thailand starts on Sunday. That is true. For anyone who wants to watch all of our favorite BL actors do something different, we have Running Man Thailand coming on Sunday.
Great.
On IGE, I believe. I think that is where that is airing.
Yeah. Okay.
Dear CEO, it was okay. Okay. I don't know, like some of the shows for me, the currently airing shows, there's nothing that I'm ridiculously currently excited about. So a lot of it is okay in my books right at the moment.
All right. So, is my sound okay?
Yeah, your sound's okay, at least for me.
Okay. So now we have A Good Yesterday that is airing on Wednesday. It's from Thailand and on the Not Harm the Corn YouTube channel. So it's gonna be drama, romance, kind of over the top, the corn. And I did watch it because I understand a good chunk of Thai. It doesn't have subtitles. So I hope it gets English subtitles, even though this channel has a reputation for not English subtitles. It has me, who we saw as a side character in Past Singer and Oh My Sunshine Knight. Cool because he normally plays like a tough guy, and in this one he's more of a soft part. Cool. And then it has a couple of actors from the series The Light of Love, which was on the channel previously. And it's interesting because so when I watched it, it keeps being like thriller music cues. So you're like waiting for something bad to happen, but nothing bad has happened yet. So it's like setting us up, and we'll have to see like what happens. The only horror element or thriller element so far is some people in the beginning go missing. So that's the one thing they keep showing, like missing poster. So I don't know if it's like dealing with a murder case here or what's going on, but I don't know. I hope it gets into stuff, but I'm not sure if it will.
Fair enough. It may not. I do have to say that the audio is a little interesting on that one. Just FYI, I don't know if there's anything that can be done with that. I'll just let you know.
I messed with my video and I don't know what I did.
It sounds a little better now. Interesting. Okay. So onwards. So honest thoughts, no spoilers, onwards to the finales. There's like we said, there's not a lot of series starting at the end of the day, right? So and quite a few ending. So this like shrinking. Our little show is shrinking just because there's not a lot going on. So this is the no spoiler sections, but if you happen to have seen one of these shows, those in the live chat, go ahead and let us know. Did you like it? Is it worth watching? Let's get into it. Beth, you finished Let Me Into Your Heart, right?
I did. Is my audio still weird?
It was better when you were closer. So maybe just lean in a bit.
I don't know how to get back to that. Well, sorry, friends. Intermission.
Fighting. I'll look at some comments while we're waiting. I'm not okay. If I'll need updates on the CEO show. If everyone is alive at the end of the show, then I might watch it after it's all out. I have yet to see a Myanmar show where all the mains are alive at the end. Oh snap! All right. Well, we will be sure to let you know at the end if everyone remains alive or not. And
Is
then
it better
Katie's not
now?
watching much at all. Try again?
Is it better now?
Yes.
Okay,
1000%.
great. So now, yeah, Let Me Into Your Heart. So it's from Thailand. It's on the YouTube Let Me Into Your Heart YouTube channel. And unfortunately, episodes 9 and 10 don't have English subtitles. We don't know what happened. Maybe they lost their subtitler. But it's drama romance, and I did finish it. I saw the last 2 without subs, and it's cute. I mean, the ending is cute, so I hope that it gets English subtitles. But
Fingers
yeah,
crossed.
this one is really interesting because I think that a couple things in the plot went a little crazy towards the end. I thought that a couple things weren't necessary, and so it kind of took away some points for me. But if you want to learn more about Lee K and more about that style of art and style of performance, it's really, really cool because they show the world of that and how people get ready for that and what it's like. And I thought that was really, really cool. Also, what's awesome is Zalang, who plays Ja, one of the leads, he's only 21 and he's an actual Lee K performer, which
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. And so I kind of thought that before I looked it up because I was like, he's so good.
Right.
And then Leon, who plays Jack, who's the other lead, is only 19. So
He's
the
a
fact that they he's a literal Babel. And so sometimes the acting wasn't amazing, but it was like I understood because they're young. So I was like, okay, it's fine. And then Poi, who is the woman who played Fern, she had the like red hair. She's also only 21 and she's also a real Lee K performer, which is really, really awesome. She was great. I thought she was one of the best people in the show, honestly.
I honestly, my one thought for that was I thought that honestly until the very end of episode 8, I thought that was the finale.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I really did. And then they threw in the plot twist at the end. And, obviously it went on. But up until that point, there would have been a like perfect kind of ending to the show, I thought, like without that
Yeah.
plot twist, it was like really a lovely, lovely ending. So honestly, everybody, you could probably get away with just watching those 8 episodes and really enjoy it,
Yeah, that's true.
to be
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe I'll watch episodes 9 and 10 without subtitles. I don't know. I feel like my handle on Thai is not quite as strong as yours. So I don't know how much I would understand. It'd be funny. I say that now and then I watch it. I'm like, okay, fine. I understood like 70%. But anyways, okay. So was it worth watching?
I think if you want to learn more about Lee K, I think yes. If you're not really interested in that aspect, I think you could potentially skip it. Just because they're really, really new actors and the production quality is decent, but not amazing.
It's true.
But yeah, like I think that the Lee K part is really cool. So if you want to learn more about like Thai culture and stuff like that, I think that's awesome. I did have one more little tidbit, which I thought was really great. I just discovered this actually. Mona, who played Gig, the other woman in the group, Tintin, who played Team, which was the one who ends up having a crush on Fern, and New, who plays Dew, who's another Lee K performer, they're part of New Country, the group New Country, which, if anyone knows, they did the song Stand By Law, which is like the don't nothing me rude, dry, la 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 la. So I feel like Inner fans know that song. So I thought that was awesome. I was like, I had no idea they were in the show. So
That's pretty fun. That's awesome. For me, like I guess my 2 cents is I kept watching.
there you go.
And if anybody who's been following me since like November when I stopped watching everything, me keeping watching something is kind of a big deal. So it was worth enough of my time to watch, which is saying something.
Great.
Because I'm like, is this worth my time, or could I have? Is there something better I could be doing with it? I asked that question, and I've turned quite a few things off because it wasn't worth my time. So
Sure.
there you go. There's my little plug for it. Okay. I guess next we have Melody of Secrets, which I know Beth has nothing but not so pleasant things to say about that particular series. Melody of Secrets is from Thailand. It is on the GMMTV YouTube channel. It is 10 episodes. Each episode is an hour long. It is romance, it is crime, it is a drama, and it was discordant. I would say that would be the best word to describe that series. Because we have all of these things that are kind of violent and kind of awful going on. And then the coloring is kind of dreamy, and there's not a whole lot of reaction to all of the awful that's going on. It's very odd. But some good things that I do have to say about it. One, I thought the plot twists were plot twisting. I didn't see them coming from any which direction. They were completely out of left field. I was like, wait a hot second. So the storyline was pretty interesting, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I've got for that.
I will say, so yeah, like Songbird said, I don't have a lot of good things to say. I got through it. That happened. I will say
it was a show you watched.
It is a show that I watched. I will say that I think that Book and Force did really, really well with their acting. Okay. I think that Book especially, like, he really dove deep with that character, and he really did the emotional scenes well and the dramatic scenes well. I was really impressed with that, and I think Forrest did great with his part too. But yeah, like you said, my main issues were the color grading, because honestly, when you do color grading and when you edit a show, you set the audience up for like what they're supposed to expect, basically. And so when you have a show that's talking about like crime and murder and like amnesia and all these dark topics, and then you have this very like ethereal feeling and all the colors are really bright, it just didn't make sense to me. It was like I expected like a fun, lighthearted script, which it was not. So for me, it took me out of the story completely. But yeah.
So the color grading just like ended it for you, pretty much.
It really did, because like it was like watching a serial killer show with bright colors. I don't know. My brain was like, does not compute. I couldn't do it.
I don't understand what is happening right now.
Literally, like I just couldn't get past it. And I also felt like they drew out the mystery for too long. Like it got to a point where I didn't care what the answers were anymore. I was like, I'm over this mystery. It doesn't matter to me. Okay. But I don't know. There were people in the comments who really liked it. Like after I was done watching, I looked at the comment section and there were people like, oh my gosh, I really loved this. I thought the plot twists are really interesting. So there are people who enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I'm just not one of them.
Yeah, so do you have to be willing to put up with a really interesting kind of contrast between content and color grading? And some people obviously can do that better than others. Maybe the people who liked it didn't care about that bit or something, you
Yeah,
know?
totally. Katie says she
Some people
dropped it
dropped it in
too.
our comments.
Yeah. Oh, and DeLorean says back for the Lee K show,
Hmm.
apparently Jaws' real life brother, who played Yo in the show, is also a Lee K performer, and he's like a superstar. That's so interesting. Thank you for that tidbit, because he's actually not on the cast list in my
Hmm.
drama list. And so I was like, oh man, I want to know if he's a Lee K performer. So that's great to know now.
I wonder if that's the same one who was on the Pibaka concert. They did. I don't know if you know that, but they did a whole Lee K show
Oh, I
in
don't
that
think I saw
concert.
that.
And there was a really like I looked him up after he was like super famous and really impressive. They brought a Lee K star onto the stage, and I was
Oh,
just like blown
cool.
away. I wonder if that's the same person.
It might be. Now I like want to go look at it.
Right. Anyway, I didn't learn more until afterwards, and then I realized that probably all of them, Off, Gun, Tay New, Chris, Cincto, they probably all improved that along
Mm-hmm.
with the stars, which makes that whole thing, and Sammy was in it. The whole thing would have made the whole thing super impressive.
Cool.
Anyway, there's an aside for you in case you guys want to go look that up at some point. I know the audience was kind of freaking out about the whole thing. So, let's see. St. Lawrence Academy.
All right. So we have St. Lawrence Academy. It's from Korea. It was on the City Boy Log YouTube channel. They're doing series now, apparently. I will also give a disclaimer. It's not clear if the series has ended. It seems like it's ended. It felt like a finale. People in the comments were like, oh, this is the finale. But it didn't actually say finale, and I couldn't find
Mm.
anywhere on their social media if it was actually the finale. But if it is, there's 8 episodes. They're about 10 to 15 minutes long. And I think there are uncut versions if you pay for their membership on the YouTube
Oh,
channel.
okay.
But it's like drama romance. And as Songbird has said before, it deals with teacher student. So she's not going to watch it. And for me, that's also a thing that I watched. I didn't.
Okay.
The story is really confusing. You have to really pay attention to understand what's going on. And I actually explained it for someone in the comments. A lot of the comments were like, what the heck just happened? What is going on? And so I was
Oh
like
no.
giving people a synopsis. But it's there's some toxic elements, and I don't know. It just felt very disjointed. And part of that is the way that
Mm.
they told the story, because it's kind of like vlog style and they go back and
Oh,
forth.
interesting.
So that style can work well. Because City Boy Log has used that in the past in their other
Mhm.
like City Boy series. But for this one, it was almost like too piecemeal. It was really hard to put everything together. And
Oh,
so
okay.
what was interesting though is that um one of the actors is Japanese. So he's
Huh.
like the Japanese teacher. So he speaks in Japanese for most of the show. And but there are some scenes where he like speaks a little Korean, and then like the Korean actor speaks a little Japanese. So like that was kind of fun. I enjoy
That
when
is
they do
fun.
like cross language things like that. But other than that, I don't know. It was just tough to piece together.
Got it.
Did anyone else
Okay.
watch
Oh,
it? Oh, I also
last
watched
we've
it.
got. Oh, also watched it.
I really liked how they combined Korean and Japanese, speaking characters and the different vlog style. Yeah, if they can figure out how to piece it together more with the vlog style, I think it would
Hmm.
work really well. So let's see, like, I'm curious to see the next series that they do.
Okay, that'll be fun. Hopefully that one doesn't have a student teacher thing. Maybe I'll give it a shot.
Yes, exactly.
I can't tell if City Boy Vlog is supposed to be real, scripted, or improv. People talk about it like it's a real vlog, not acting, but I'm not sure. That's probably how it's meant to come across. You're probably, I mean, that's the game they're playing at the end of the day, I'm sure.
Yeah, basically from the beginning, they marketed it as we are acting, but the thing
Mm-hmm.
is that they use their real names. So
Oh,
it I don't know why they wanted to blur that line necessarily, but they
mm-hmm.
did say they were like, we are acting. It is scripted. It's not improv. Maybe they added improv later, but they decided to use their real names. So that's where people got confused. And because it was
Yeah.
vlog style, they were like, well, but is it real? Is it not? And so people who didn't know that it was acted and scripted would come in and be like, oh, this vlog is so cool. And then they were like, oh,
Oh
we're
man.
actually acting. And we're like, what? So I think, yeah, it was an interesting concept, but could get
Mm-hmm.
confusing.
Right. Right. There's several novels floating out there in that style. Some of the themes are so outlandish that you're like, it didn't happen, but it makes it feel like, oh, maybe it did just because of the style of the writing. So
Right?
I don't know if I actually like that, to be fair. In general, that style, just I think because it gets so confusing, it's not fun for me personally.
Yeah.
All right, so the final one that ended is Between Doors. It's from Korea. It was on the Queer Deep YouTube channel. It is 6 episodes long. The episodes are those 8 to 10 minute episodes. Drama, romance. I plan on finishing it, but I haven't yet, actually. It was one of those I was going to binge. I just haven't had time to binge it.
Yeah. I would say it's so short. Like, give it a try. The beginning is super interesting. I feel like the story kind of didn't live up to my expectations from the
Oh,
beginning because the beginning was so cool. By the
yeah, it
time it
was. I remember
ended and
that.
where it went, I was like, oh, this is where we're going? Okay. So,
Sad.
yeah, it is sad because the beginning was so cool.
It
But
was. I remember that. That's why it's on my list because I watched episode 1 and the beginning was really cool.
right? But I will say the
Okay.
two main actors are cute. They're enjoyable to watch. So,
Okay.
like literally each episode is like 6 minutes. So if you have, a little bit of time, go ahead and watch it.
There you go. Like 48 minutes of your life is not
Yeah,
36 to 48 minutes of your life is not the end of the world. For two cute guys getting together. I'm
exactly.
assuming it's a romance and there's a HEA at the end.
Maybe, maybe not.
Oh man. Oh well, I see how it is. Okay, so
No
also said
spoilers here.
that uh one of the leads wasn't a typical character, Yoon Jae.
Yes,
Um,
I agree.
so that's kind of cool. I like it when that happens. And then the subtitles were not among the best.
That is a good point. It's tough to understand sometimes
Oh,
because I
snap.
think the subs are maybe AI generated, but yeah, if you can piece it together, then it's fine. But some of the sentences, I was like, oh, that doesn't make sense. That's probably not what they said.
It's one of those things where they take the idiom literally and like say it, translate it word for word or something like that. Like,
Yeah, something like that. Like, I think there was a sentence where the sub said, did you handle the organization? When really what he meant was, have you handled everything on your end? Like, did you figure everything out? And so you
oh.
can see where that's like, what?
All right. So for us, seemingly, because also agrees with you, episode 1 is great. Then it goes downhill a little bit. But it's not long. So I
Exactly.
think that pretty much sums it up. Okay. So that is the end of our main section tonight. We are headed into the spoilers where we're going to be having a deep dive chat about a show that was loved and then hated, which is Reloved. So if you would like to join us in discussing the reasons why you may have loved it to start with and then hated it, you're welcome to continue and join us into the spoilers. Otherwise, we will see you next week at 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. EST. And have a good night, everybody, for who's not staying.
Yes, thank you all so much. Thank you for joining us. And if you're staying, please stay. We are going to dive into this.
Why did we choose Reloved? Let's start there. Because we had some options and we were like, well, let's do this one.
There's just so many feelings.
That's fair. Okay, so the reason why we chose this one is because we had a lot of feelings. No, because we thought there might be some meat to the conversation at the end of the day.
Yes.
We could have chosen Beyond the Sky, Behind the Forever
Beside
You.
the Sky.
Beside the Sky. We could have chosen that, but we'd have had nothing but rosy things to say, and the conversation would have been super short. Melody of Secrets, we summed it up already. That's how long that conversation would have been. So that is why we chose Reloved at the end of the day. So for the audience, if you decided to stay, we're going to start with kind things. Beth and I will get into some of the other things, but while we'd like to ask you, what did you like about the series? We're going to start there. We're not going to bash it. All right. So, the premise for Reloved is about two college sweethearts who break up for really dumb reasons and then re-meet again, I think about 5 years later.
Yeah, I think it's like 5 or 10, I forget.
And one of them is still in love with the other and goes about pursuing them. And that is more or less the premise for this show. So if that's the kind of thing that you like, if there are children involved, that's always fun. We never really saw that before. So from the get-go, I think I was enamored because there were kids involved, and that made me super excited. I love series where it's like bringing families together and not just like a love story between the two main leads.
Exactly. It was like they both have kids, but then you figure out over time like why each one has the kid, and it's like, oh, is it their actual kid or is it their family or who is it? And so I thought that was really, really interesting.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yep. So, I thought we would talk about the characters first. We have our, I think, main character, Peter Tan, who was the person who's like the gym owner with the little girl. Yes. And he's played by Peter Paratakorn. And he's only actually been in one other series. And that series, Renovation, I believe, can you even call it a series? More like a movie. It was like 2 episodes, if I remember right.
Yeah, it was 2 episodes.
Each episode was maybe like an hour. So it was a movie.
Yeah.
Disguised as a mini series. And so for the fact that he was like kind of new to the whole thing, I thought he did an adequate job holding his own for an entire 10 episode series with some subject matter that was a little bit more in depth.
Yeah, I agree. I felt like his acting was really good for, yeah, like you said, like being super new. I mean, he was just so cute and like warm and caring and like a little like puppy dog character, you know?
Yeah, a little bit like that, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought he did really well. There were a couple really dramatic scenes where I needed a little bit more from him, but
Hmm.
honestly, in general, I really, really enjoyed his acting.
Yeah, so that's impressive at the end of the day. And then he's playing against Akin, who is the second male lead, played by Golf Kunavat probably. Um, and like both of them were the leads in Renovation. That is the only other show for both of them, right? So
Yeah.
they are like newbies essentially, and they got the lead in the show, which cool because Akin, I'm trying to decide who I thought they one thing that worked well was that they were both about equal in acting. That what's
Yes.
unfortunate is when somebody's higher than the other.
Hmm.
And that's what makes it glaringly obvious that somebody's not so good at this, right? Is when it's like this huge difference. So the fact that they
Yes.
were about like on par made that work out okay, I think.
Yes. For KCT in the comments, we're talking about Reloved, the series. Yeah, I felt like they were both pretty equal, and what I loved was their chemistry. I feel like they were both so open with each other, and you could see that they were really, really comfortable with each other. And I fully believe
Hmm.
they were in love. Like that, I loved that part. Like, I just really, really believe their love story.
That's true. And Akin, like his silent like hesitation was so clearly obvious in his like being distraught over it all.
Yes.
So I thought that also was pretty impressive. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so the
Now
two
on
main
to our
leads.
second couple who I love.
Yes, now on to everybody's favorites, right? At the end of the day, which is Don Lapat or Don. And he's played by Yer Chotritude, and he's actually been in quite a few things. When I was looking up, I was scrolling. So I was like, okay, he's not been in anything that I've seen, but he's been in stuff. So he's
Okay.
probably the most veteran actor on the lead set list for the series. And did it show? That's the question though. Like, was he more comfortable? Did he seem like the second lead's chemistry was better, I thought. And
I
was
think
that because of
so.
his like abilities and skills for having done it for a while? He was able to develop it more.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, to be honest, he didn't stick out for me like as someone who's way better in acting than the rest of the cast, but
Hmm.
I feel like he just had a really interesting character. And I don't know if that's how he is in real life, but in the show, it was like he embodied this like cold but also sassy and confident person. I don't
Hmm.
know, we just don't see characters like that very often, and so I was really intrigued by him.
It was a very fun combination. And then Pond, who is
Mm.
played by B. Apposite, he had been in a movie and one other series, so it's like his list was much shorter
And I
as far
swear
as
he's been in
experience.
more. I swear he's been in things that he hasn't been credited for because he looks
Ah,
so familiar to me. I'm like, I
right.
know I've seen you in something, I just don't know what I've seen you in.
So we have in the comments Pond and Don.
Yes, Pond and Don. I mean,
Pond and Dawn, they kept watching. Everybody is like the second couple is what kept them watching.
yes.
And honestly, the first couple, their drama was way too drawn out. Like, oh my gosh, that just drove me absolutely bonkers. I'm like, it's the same script every episode. So the second lead kept us going at the end of the day because the main storyline was repetitive. It was a little too repetitive, right? At least for me, it was a little bit too repetitive. How about
That's so
you? Was it
funny
too
because
repetitive?
I actually disagree. I really
Oh,
liked how they
snap.
drew it out. I don't know. I felt like the way that they revealed the story and the
Hmm.
secret and what was going on. I don't know. I felt like the pacing was really nice, but that's just me. But I do think, in general, I think I liked the main couple more than a lot of people did. I don't know, I really liked their chemistry, and they just really kind of charmed me. Not saying I didn't like the second couple, because I loved them, but I think that most people loved the second couple and like didn't like the main couple, and I liked both. But yeah, the second couple, I just feel like they were just two characters that we don't see very often. Like, even in their looks, like the Pond had his spiky hair and his tattoos, and then Don had tattoos too, even though he was like a businessman. And just, I don't know, they just had really different chemistry. Like, they were really unique. And I think both of them have joined Star Hunter, so I kind of hope we get to see them act together again. I don't know. I would be up for that.
I absolutely would be too for those two. As far as like the couple chemistry for the main couple, I agree. Like, I enjoyed the aspects of that. It's just the secret for me was too drawn out. Like, that part, and the misunderstanding was too drawn out to the point of frustration. But the series had a really strong start.
It had a great start until like episode 7.
Oh yeah, no. Okay, that's fair. Before we get to the episode that ruined it all, let's talk about some of the greatness that it was. Like I liked that that Tan and his little niece. Tan was like, kind of came across as being this like irresponsible father figure who the little girl is like trying to get out of bed in the morning to take her to school and stuff like that. I thought that was pretty cute.
It was super cute. I mean, I love the fact that we got the story where, like, oh, they broke up and then they meet again and they have children, because I feel like we see that a lot in like male female relationship shows, but never in male male shows. So I was like, wait, this is so interesting and cool. And it was such a strong start with that. And I was like, oh, like, what is this big secret that made them break up and blah blah blah. Like, I felt like, yeah. And then the second couple came in, and I love a good like one night stand to like dating storyline. So
and that was just so unique because it wasn't quite dating. It was like, hey, I need a place to live.
Basically.
Do you mind if I crash at your pad for like until I find a new place, essentially?
Yeah.
That was more or less the beginning of that. It wasn't exactly dating, and then they crashed into bed or whatever. Or no, it was a one night stand and then crash the pad, right? Like,
yes.
Yeah. That was kind of hysterical. It was a little different at the end of the day, and it was pretty cool. And then, for the sake of plot advancement for the main leads, they did an unforgivable act.
They did an unforgivable act, which some people are commenting about in the comments. And yes.
And that unforgivable act. And this is a spoilers heavy section. So if you haven't seen the show and you don't want to, from here on out, like, we were light spoilers before, now we are going deep spoilers.
Yes. So run away if you haven't seen this part, but we're going to get into it.
We're going to get into it. Okay, so they killed off Dawn, our beloved side character.
How dare they?
How dare them, for the sake of main plot advancement.
Yes. This is what was so frustrating for both of us, is that I was like, okay, are they going to use it for something else? Are they going to show like Pond's character development? Are they going to show that it's all about like, you know, second chances and getting over loss and, you know, learning how to deal with whatever? I was like, okay, are they going to take it that way? And they didn't. So literally it was just for the main couple to realize whatever. And so
Right?
they could have done that by putting him in a coma. They could have done that like in any other way that didn't kill him off. And they chose to do that. And then Pon's character like disappeared for the rest of the series. It was like, oh
Right.
hey,
Yeah.
he's gonna like
No.
pop up in the last episode and that's it. And you're like, so literally it was just for the main couple. Like the second couple just didn't matter. And I was like,
Right.
what? How can you do this to us? It
Right.
it ruined it for me. I loved the
Yeah.
series in the beginning and it ruined it.
Yeah, pretty much. It ruined it for so many people. I know a lot even just didn't even continue after that. They were like, you completely ruined this. But the fact that, yeah, like you said, it was just the main couple was like having the realization moment. And there were so many, like you said, there's so many ways they could have come about the big realization moment that life is short and that we should just grab onto each other and hold on because you never know when it might end. So many ways. Why did they choose that one? And then like just discarded them like trash. And until
Yep.
the end where they had like this one little heartfelt scene with a ghost.
Yeah, which I was like, what is the point of this even? Like, why does this help us?
Obviously, we have things to say about that.
Yes.
So, all right, let's see what other people have to say because this,
yes.
guys, we put your comments on social media this week about this from last week, and that was a fun little moment. Everybody had a lot of had stuff to say about your comments. So let's see what you have this week.
Yes.
Oh man. Okay, I'll start with KC TBL drama too dragged out and the long time not in touch was a tragedy and forgiven way too quickly. But they love the chemistry of the lead, so that's cool. We have a little positive thing.
Yes.
Lori Ann is like, go for it.
Oh, the main storyline was so frustrating. I was there for it at first, yes. By the time we realized what was going on, I was so mad on Tan's behalf. That's understandable. Yeah. A lot of people were really frustrated with Akin's character because he was making decisions and assuming things. But I
long-term
decisions.
What you not just short-term decisions. Those were like long-lasting like decisions that he made for the both of them without having asked him anything. Because why? He thought he was going to lie or something. Obviously, I am one of the people who has something to say about a kid.
I definitely think that communication would have been great. However, I feel like the evidence really was stacking up against him. And there are people who are like that. Like when the friends were like, oh, how can you believe him after this happened and this happened and this happened? And I'm like, in 90% of other cases, they would be right and he would be cheating. But he just happens to be that 10% of people who are good, you know, and it just happened to be a coincidence. So it was like, it was tough. I like understood him. But on the other hand, I wish that he at least had one conversation with him, you know, like one thing of confronting him and been like, hey, you got a girl pregnant? What are you talking about? Like, what happened, you know?
And so if it was like, you know, Tan cheating and Akin, you know, devastatingly breaking up with him over that, why would he like raise what he thought was his ex-boyfriend's child?
Because he still loves him and he wants a piece of him to be with him forever.
My gosh, how that's like beating yourself up every day.
I mean, there are people who like that though, who are like that.
Who like that? Who are like that?
Who are like that is what I meant. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we have. I'd watch.
You're crazy. It's fine.
I'd watch both couples in something else, but this storyline for the main couple did them a disservice, and the last few episodes did Pond and Dawn dirty.
Yes. So dirty. So dirty. First time in a while that I cried for a character's storyline, right? I literally couldn't stop. I was so mad. And then afterward, everyone was just moving on. Yes, that was the other thing, is that like after he died, they showed like one scene of Pond like clearing out the apartment and being like, oh, I'm so sad. And then no one else grieved. Like we just skipped it all. And so it was like,
Right.
it just literally meant nothing. And it was awful. It was awful.
They did a time jump, I think.
I think so.
Right around then. Yeah.
Yep.
And yeah, like, yeah, that was, it was just poorly executed storytelling at the end of the day. This is what happens when storytelling is poorly executed.
Yes.
And the writers didn't put enough thought into it, in my opinion.
And it's
Yeah.
really
Okay.
unfortunate because it was such a strong start. It really was.
Yeah, it was. Absolutely.
Like, you just, it just shows how important it is to really keep up like the effort through the end of the story. Like you have to put as much effort into the ending as you do into the beginning.
And honestly, I know they say write for yourself, but at some point think about the audience that might be reading and like the characters you've created, and you know, like follow a thread from beginning all the way to the end if you're going to have a strong thread like that. Like that thread can't just be cut off. You have to follow whichever character is remaining all the way through at the end of the day.
Yeah.
They basically dropped a thread of their story, right? And then the whole tapestry unraveled because they dropped a thread.
Yeah. And every big decision like that, like it has to mean something. It has to be yes, it has to have more of a purpose than just a catalyst for other characters to do something. Like like you said, like you have to think about the audience who got attached to that character. Like, what are they going to need from you, the writer, to feel fulfilled, even though their character died, you know?
Yeah. Dawn being killed off was infuriating. It was the first time I ever messaged a production company and demanded why.
Why did you do that? How dare you?
Good for you, bro.
That's so funny. Please do it for all of us. You are our representative.
That is fantastic. Yeah. If I remember right, 2 characters were killed off that week in 2 separate shows. And I'm like, what is this?
What is happening? I don't remember who else died. Was it in Goddess or something?
Who else? Goddess, no one died. Who died? Oh, it was Let Me Into Your Heart.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was the week the character died in that too.
That one was also, spoiler for Let Me Into Your Heart, that one was also pointless, in my opinion. I definitely think really they did not have to do that.
And yet they did.
Yeah, and yet they did. Oh my gosh. It was lazy writing to do that, really. Yeah, exactly. It opened up a wound. Akin's friends were awful. Well, okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate again. I mean, honestly, I would have thought the same thing. Like, really, it looked like a hickey. Really, it looked like he was in bed with somebody. Like, all of the evidence honestly did stack up against him. And if I was someone's friend, I would be like, you're being dumb, you know? Like, I would say the same thing. I don't know. I understood why they felt that way. Especially when it wasn't just one instance, it was like a lot of instances. And of course, for the script, it was like they were all actual coincidences, but it's rare that happens in real life, you know? Like, usually if it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, it is a duck. So, I don't know. That's my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, take it at face value. We never even found out why Akin was raising Mawin instead of his mother, and then the mother took Mawin back and talked badly about Akin, and then suddenly it's all right again without us seeing how? Question mark? Double, triple, quadruple?
I agree that we didn't find out why. Oh, well, not to go against you, DeLorean, but I think that the reason why Akin was raising Mawin was because the mother was sick. I don't know. It was only mentioned in a few scenes, so maybe it was missed by a few people.
Yeah.
But she was very sick and was in the hospital a lot, so that was why Akin was taking care of Mawin. Also, I think it was definitely rushed, but the reason why, like, after they fought, the mother came back and was like, no, it's okay, is because they had that whole scene where she's talking to Mawin, and Mawin is like, I miss Akin, I miss Pa Akin, like, I want, I miss having a dad. And she asks him, like, do you want to know who your real dad was? Do you want a family? And he's like doing the whole drawing with the family. And he's like, oh, it's okay, I only have you and it's fine. And she starts crying because she's like, I'm basically taking away his family from him. And so to me, that was enough of a scene, even though it was still a little rushed. I would have liked a little more of that. I felt like that scene was actually really touching.
There is that. The parts that DeLorean are missing were kind of rushed. And again, that's the script team, the editing team, all of the people making the decisions of where to focus and where to not focus. And perhaps those things that were missing needed to be focused on a little bit more at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly. We needed more. We need to see more of the emotional arc, like for getting from point A to point B.
Yeah. It just needed to, like, slow down the storytelling in a more nuanced way to make that happen.
Exactly.
Where to rush over, where to do montages, where to really narrow in the focus, those kinds of decisions.
Also, was Akin an orphan? We saw Tom's family and Akin's co-workers. That is a plot hole. I don't remember them talking about Akin's family at all. Did they?
No, we only had the one side of the family, not the other. Oh, wait. No, wait, didn't Akin went to his family, right? We didn't see his family, but that's why he was gone for like 2 years.
Because his family is in America or Europe, aren't they? I think
wherever,
his family is abroad.
Australia, maybe. Like, he had to go to them. Somebody was sick. They had to put their relationship on hold.
Yeah, but
and then they had that whole really weird, like, alternate universe thing that happened.
That was so weird. Does anyone else feel that way in the comments? Like, when they were like, hey, if we never broke up, what would have happened? I was like, what is the point of this? We don't need to see this. It basically, like, negates the entire story that just happened. I was like, what? Why?
The only thing I could think of was that they were trying to, like, make it seem like time had passed between Akin's going abroad and coming back. Like, instead of some sort of montage of Akin abroad and Tan at home and, like, doing various household things and time passing, they did this really weird interlude where maybe they could reuse footage that they'd already filmed. Maybe it was a money saver.
Honestly, I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know why they wanted to do that.
Well, Akin would have had to have been filmed abroad somehow. They would have had to figure out a place that seemed not Thailand.
Well, they did do a few FaceTime scenes, though, where, like, they were FaceTiming with the kids and stuff.
That's true.
So, I don't know.
I think we're talking about the finale right now, by the way, everybody. If you guys are lost about, like, which direction, we're finally at the end of the show. Yeah. We've made it to the end, and obviously we had a bone to pick with the end.
Even the finale, like, the way, like, I don't know, even the wedding. Oh my God, the wedding. The friend who just was like, oh yeah, I was in love with him, and I'm so sad that I didn't get to be with him. But it's fine because
was that nonsense?
I'm like, what? Like, who would say this at a wedding? And then they made Todd and a kid like cry, like, oh my God, this is so touching. And I'm like, this is not touching. This is like something you do not say at a wedding. Like,
this is like you go tackle him and you strangle him. And you're like, don't say it. What are you doing?
Literally, I was like, what is going? Oh my God, so many feelings. I just couldn't handle that. If it had been like, oh, him wishing them well or whatever, that's fine. But the fact that he literally went into his whole story of like, I loved him, he didn't choose me, that sucks, but I've accepted it now, and I'm wishing, like, what? Why would you want to say that to somebody? Why do you want to put those like negative emotions into their wedding? It was so dumb. Yeah, and then the whole thing with the ghost at the end with Pond and Don. I mean, of course, I loved seeing them together again. I was like, oh my God, I miss you. But like, it also felt pointless, like, because then it, cuts to him being alone, and you're like,
well,
I don't know.
Yeah, I saw I think some people saw still shots of that earlier on, and they were like, this is pointless now because he comes back in the end. He's not really dead. I'm like, psych, he's a ghost. He is really dead, right?
He is dead.
Yep. Oh man. Well, that was a show that we watched.
That was a show that we watched. I mean, it made us feel a lot of things.
It did,
so
yeah.
I guess that's better than making us feel nothing. But man, it's
and we were able to
exam.
give people a lesson in storytelling.
Yeah, true. I mean, it's a classic example of like how important it is to really finish a story and really think about all of that. Yeah. DeLorean says, what about the news that there's a special episode? If
I saw that, episode, yes.
I need it to be an alternate universe where Don does not die. That's what I want to see.
I did see them in the little preview, so I think that your wish might come true.
Really? Because yes, that would make me happy. I'm like, you better fix your story.
Fix that dang story. Don't do it. Anyway, there's a preview for that special story. I think it's this weekend. Next weekend. Maybe it's next weekend, along with Only Friends.
Do we know if it's coming out on IG also?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, the best thing about that series was getting introduced to those two, like the side couple, honestly. And
the
even
actors.
Though the story didn't go well, I think it was a pretty decent introduction for the main leads too. Like, I hope to see them together again because I really liked their chemistry too.
Yeah, so we had they've already done 2 stories, so hopefully that's a good sign that they're on their way to doing a 3rd one.
Yeah, I hope so.
Someone will have to watch it for me.
And let me know if it's safe. The special EP, we'll update you and let you know if we watch it.
Because I'm not going through that again. Okay, that is fair.
Trauma, I know.
Let it be an alternate universe of some sort. Yes, please. Let them have read all of the comments from everybody and like, okay, here is an AU story for you.
Literally, you know what I'm wondering? I'm wondering if for some reason they thought, oh, people aren't going to get attached to the second couple, so it's not going to matter, which is dumb.
Possibly.
But I don't know. I mean, it's interesting because more people got attached to the second couple than the first couple. So
they did. They showed too much of it if they were going for that, right? Like if you're going to go that route, they have to be they have to literally be a side couple instead of almost a second main couple.
Exactly. Yes.
They unfortunately made those almost a second main couple instead of a side couple, which is why it went horribly south for them.
Right.
This group is becoming the tester group. We'll watch shows and report back so people know if it's safe to watch something.
Right? I mean, hey, we're here for you. We'll watch it. We'll report back.
Absolutely. We'll be the brave souls.
We will endure the heartbreak for everyone.
And then we will let you know
Yes.
if you watch it or maybe not.
Or maybe not.
For this show, when did did it go down in episode 8?
7 or 8, somewhere around there. I don't remember
You are
exactly
definitely safe if you watch through episode 6. So you can watch the
Yes.
cute beginning for everybody.
Yeah.
And then just turn it off.
And then it's like History 3, that one history
Yes.
where like the ending is awful. I literally
Oh my
watched all
gosh.
the episodes except that one. I was like, that episode just doesn't exist. It's fine. The story
Absolutely.
ends and it's beautiful.
Went into that completely unawares.
Me too. Oh yeah.
That was the worst experience I've ever had with the show.
Oh.
Because it wasn't just a drama, it was almost a romantic comedy. And then they did that. And then it was just like
that.
Make Our Days Count. Yes, that one.
Yes. Yeah, no, I just don't watch the last episode doesn't exist to me. It never happened.
Because those two had really fun chemistry. Yeah.
They were so good. And their story just didn't need that. I was like, why are we going this way with the story? It's unnecessary.
That was completely unnecessary. Cognac Girl, you lucked out. You didn't watch the last episode.
Perfect. Great. You
Perfection. Somebody told you. They got to you before you watched it.
Yeah.
Anybody who goes through the spoiler section will then know not to watch the last episode.
Don't do it.
Of History 3, Make Our Days Count. Do not watch the final episode. Okay. Same with the Cursed Love. Yeah, don't watch the final episode of that either. Yeah, there's another one. Absolutely. Yep. We should make a list. Actually, this will probably be one of our shorts that we'll put out on our social media this week. This little final segment where we warn everybody what not to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be too cute. All right. Anyways, I think we are just about done with today's story, unless there's more you wanted to talk about with the acting or anything like that.
No, I think we covered it all. I think, we vented our feelings.
We did. We had a great moment of feelings, venting. The chat also had a great moment of venting their feelings. Thank you for giving us more fodder for our conversation too. We appreciate you. Until next week, what will we talk about? Honestly, I don't know yet.
We'll see.
We'll see. Until next time, everybody. Have a good week.
Thank you all so much.
And join us on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. EST. Don't forget to like this episode, share bits of it if you'd like with your friends, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And
yes.
Bye.
Bye, friends.
All right.
Oh my gosh.